Welcome back to the Deep Dive, everyone.
Great to be here.
This is week 41 of the 2025 Bluewater Auto Restoration Deep Dive. We're really glad you're joining us again.
And remember, we release new deep dives every Saturday morning.
Bringing you those stories behind the everyday thing.
Absolutely. And this deep dive is proudly presented by Bluewater Auto Restoration.
Today, we're diving deep into something incredibly common. Something, well, many of you probably have sitting in your garage or under your sink right now.
That familiar blue and yellow can.
WD-40.
Exactly. For most of us, it's, just that quick fix for a squeaky door or a rusty bolt.
But there's so much more to it. It's really more than just a can of oil. It's a story of, well, unexpected innovation, a fascinating company culture, and leadership principles that apply far beyond industrial lubricants.
So our mission today is to really unpack the history, the science, and particularly the profound human element behind this iconic brand. It's a true shortcut to being well-informed about something you might think you already know inside out. Definitely a journey from missile protection to a household staple, all wrapped up with this remarkable leadership philosophy.
And before we get into the thick of it, remember to visit BlueWaterAutoRestoration.com for more.
Yeah, and you can find our deep dives on Spotify, Google Music, YouTube, Apple Podcast, Amazon Music, or SoundCloud. Makes it easy to catch up on any previous exploration.
Okay, let's unpack this then. The name itself, WD-40, that's a perfect place to start because it tells a story right away, doesn't it?
It really does.
Water displacement, 40th formula. It's so, well, literal, almost like a technical label.
It absolutely is, and it says a lot about where it came from. It was invented back in 1953 by this small company called the Rocket Chemical Company.
Rocket Chemical Company,
Yeah.
Okay? In San Diego, California.
That's the one. And the 40th formula, well, that's not just random. It hints at quite a bit of trial and error,
39 failures, basically.
Or perhaps 39 steps on the way to getting it right. Imagine the persistence needed before they landed on that specific chemical blend. It's a real testament to just sticking with it.
And its original purpose wasn't what most people think, right? Not for squeaky hinges at home.
Not at all. Initially, it was designed for a very specific high-stakes job for Convair, the aerospace company.
Convair, okay.
Yeah, specifically to protect the outer skin of the Atlas missile from rust and corrosion.
Wow, the Atlas missile, that's serious Cold War stuff, protecting a rocket.
Exactly. Think about it, a product that literally protected the delicate balloon tanks of an intercontinental ballistic missile. These tanks were incredibly thin, made of stainless steel, but needed constant protection against moisture and salt air, especially at coastal launch sites.
So what was so special about the Atlas tanks that needed this specific formula?
Well, they were unique because the missile's skin was the tank wall. They were incredibly thin, almost like a balloon, needing internal pressure to stay rigid. Any corrosion could be catastrophic.
Right.
So they needed something that would displace every last molecule of water and leave a protective barrier without damaging the metal or adding weight. That's where WD-40 came in.
And there's a bit of a story around who actually invented it, too.
Yeah, there's some debate. Some credit goes to Ivor Norman Lawson, who apparently came up with the initial water displacing mixture and sold it to the company for like $500.
$500.
Yeah. But others point to Norman B. Larson, who was the company president then. He definitely had the vision to see its potential beyond just Convair. And importantly, he figured out how to package it in those convenient aerosol cans.
Which really made it accessible, right?
Absolutely. So it was probably a mix, Lawson's chemical insight and Larson's entrepreneurial drive to turn it into the product we recognize.
We have this incredible origin missile protector, but I'm still trying to wrap my head around how something so specialized, so, niche, managed to make the leap from a rocket launch pad into practically every household and toolbox. That's a huge jump.
It really is a massive shift, and it speaks volumes about the product's almost accidental adaptability. What happened was, after it proved successful with the missiles, employees at Rocket Chemical started, sneaking cans home.
Huh. Really?
Yeah, using it for their own little projects, fixing a rusty bike chain, maybe lubricating a stuck lock, silencing a squeaky wheel on a lawnmower. They discovered its versatility sort of organically.
Through personal use?
Exactly. It first became available to consumers just locally in San Diego around 1958. It gained some traction there, and then they commercialized it more broadly in 1961.
And it just took off.
Pretty much. It quickly went beyond its aerospace roots because people just kept finding new uses for it. It works as a lubricant, sure, but also a rust preventive, a penetrant to free stuck parts, and of course that original purpose, a moisture displacer.
That jack of all trades quality.
That's precisely it. That's why it resonated so much.
Yeah.
It wasn't just one thing. It solved multiple common problems.
And the former CEO, Gary Ridge, he talked about this, didn't he? About not trying to box it in.
He did. He emphasized that they never positioned it as just one product. Is it for cars? Yes. Hardware? Yes. Boats? Yes. Around the house? Yes. Industrial uses? Tradespeople? Yes, 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 yes.
Right.
He pointed out you could find it in like 4 different departments at Walmart because it applies to so many different areas.
And it wasn't just homes either, right? Industries started using it too.
Oh, definitely. By the mid-60s, major airlines like Delta and United were using it for maintenance on their jets, DC-8s, 720s, for lubricating joints, protecting parts during overhauls.
So it stayed true to its aviation roots in a way.
In a sense, yeah. They even developed a slightly different version, WD-40, specifically for cleaning aircraft turbines and metal parts. And then at 69, they started selling it to farmers and mechanics over in England. So it just kept expanding, finding new niches because it was so broadly useful.
It really is everywhere. And those stats about how many homes have it are just mind-boggling.
They really are. It's not just versatile, it's truly ubiquitous. The numbers are striking. WD-40 is in 8 out of 10 households in the U.S.
8 out of 10.
Yeah. Now think about that. While you might not use a can up as fast as you drink a soda, that level of brand recognition, that sheer physical presence in homes, is actually higher than Coca-Cola.
That's incredible. More homes than Coke.
Believe it or not, yes. That level of penetration for what's essentially a maintenance product is astounding.
And the company's success reflects that.
Absolutely. You can see it in the financials. Steady growth in net income from around $27 million back in 2008 up to over $70 million in 2021. It shows enduring relevance.
And it even got recognition for its origins, right? The Hall of Fame mentioned.
Yeah, a nice nod to its history. It was inducted into the International Air and Space Hall of Fame in 2014, acknowledging its contribution to aerospace right from the start. The company itself went public way back in '73.
You know, it's easy to overlook the details on something so familiar, but you mentioned the nozzle earlier, that little red straw, or the newer ones. That wasn't just slapped on, was it?
Not at all. And this is fascinating because it shows their commitment to the user. That simple nozzle, which most of us probably don't think twice about, represented millions of dollars in investment.
Millions for a nozzle.
Yep. Think about the initial problem. Everyone lost that little red straw.
Guilty. Always losing it.
Exactly. So they invested heavily in R&D to solve that. First came the challenge of just keeping the straw attached, then making sure it sprayed consistently, didn't leak.
Leading to the smart straw.
Precisely.
Yeah.
That permanently attached, hinged straw. You could flip it up for a precise stream or down for a wider spray. Genius. And then they went even further with the flexible tube version.
The one that bends.
Yeah, inspired apparently by headset microphones. Allows you to get into really awkward, tight spots. It's that relentless focus on making it easier and better for the person using it. It shows that innovation isn't just about the core product. It's about the entire experience. Perfecting those small details builds huge loyalty.
Okay, so we've got the missile origins, the incredible versatility, even the multi-million-dollar nozzle. But the big question remains, what exactly is in this stuff? Given its success, you'd think competitors would have figured it out, but it's famously secret.
It is one of the world's most famous trade secrets, actually. And that was a very deliberate choice right from the beginning, back in 1953.
They chose not to patent it.
Correct. It wasn't an accident. A patent gives you protection, sure, but only for about 20 years, and you have to completely disclose your formula. By keeping it a trade secret, they could protect it forever, as long as they kept it secret.
And they've managed that for nearly 70 years now.
Exactly. That window for patenting closed a long, long time ago. So now, its protection relies on secrecy, on vigilance. They take it very seriously. In 2018, they even moved the original written formula to a secure bank vault in San Diego.
Like it's the crown jewels.
For the WD-40 company, it pretty much is. It's their core asset, protected by commercial law and internal security, not a time-limited patent.
Right. So while we don't have the exact recipe, those safety data sheets, the MSDS documents, they give us some clues, right? We can get a general idea.
We can. Without giving away the secret sauce, the MSDS tells us it's basically a carefully balanced mix of different petroleum-based liquids. Hydrocarbons, mostly.
Hydrocarbons, okay, like what?
Well, according to the U.S. sheets, a big chunk, maybe 45–50%, is what they call low vapor pressure aliphatic hydrocarbon. Think of that as the lighter solvent-like part. It helps it penetrate, clean things up, evaporate relatively quickly.
And the stuff that loosens rust.
Yeah, that helps with that. Then there's less than 35% petroleum base oil. That's the heavier stuff, more viscous. That provides the lubrication, leaves that protective film.
Okay.
And then there's a smaller bit, less than 25% of other aliphatic hydrocarbons, just different oil molecule structures that contribute to its overall properties. And finally, about 2 to 3% is carbon dioxide.
Which isn't part of the magic liquid, but just pushes it out of the can?
Exactly, that's the propellant. It just provides the pressure for the spray.
And is it pretty much the same stuff sold elsewhere, like in Europe or Australia?
Largely, yes.
Yeah.
The safety sheets might use slightly different chemical classifications. You'll see things like C9, C11 N-alkanes, isoalkanes, cyclics, but these are just more technical ways of describing similar types of hydrocarbons. The core components are consistent.
And always with the CO2 propellant.
Always CO2 for the spray, yeah.
Yeah.
There was actually a Wired magazine article back in 2009 where they used some pretty sophisticated lab techniques, gas chromatography, and mass spectrometry.
Trying to crack the code.
Basically, yeah. And they confirmed the main ingredients are indeed various alkanes, those C9 to C14 chains, and mineral oil. It's this specific blend that gives WD-40 its unique multitasking ability, acting as a solvent, a lubricant, and displacing water all at once. That combination is key.
It's fascinating stuff, but, the deep dive isn't just about the product itself. It's about the people, the ideas behind it. And the WD-40 story, especially its unique company culture, is really tied to its former CEO, Gary Ridge.
Absolutely. Gary Ridge is central to understanding modern WD-40. He's an Australian, led the company as CEO for 25 years, though he was with them for 35 in total.
Quite a tenure.
A long time. He grew up in Sydney, even joked he might have been named after a pub there, the Gary Ellen. But he's more than just a CEO. He's really a business philosopher.
He wrote that book, right, with the provocative title.
Yeah, he did. Any dumbass can do it. Which sounds flippant, but it actually reflects his deep belief that business isn't just about profit. It has a real responsibility and a huge